Okay. And I'm assuming you guys can hear me okay, right? I haven't just been talking to myself. Okay, good deal. That's good to know. But this is going to be good. I'm really excited about tonight's call. Jan and Cindy and I we really wanted to highlight some of our people. We get to hear a lot from our jewels, and we love that. We love every time we get to hear from them. But we love to hear from the people that are coming up the ranks. And so tonight we are going to hear from 3 beautiful gold, I left the word out, gold brand ambassadors, pretty new ones. And they're going to talk about their journey for you guys. I'm super excited about this. Okay, guys, I have to ask yet again, who is loving cucumber melon? Y'all, I think it might be changing my life. I'm serious. Like, it's unreal how good this is. I absolutely love it. Loving cucumber melon. Who is loving some really good sleep? I mean, y'all, that stuff, it's no joke. That stuff is amazing. My husband loves it. We're trying to, crank in all the hours of sleep we can now before the baby comes. But we are absolutely loving it. And I know you guys are too. Who's loving the reset sale? Hey guys, we have the opportunity to get more people on reset. So let's make it happen. I have a few people interested right now. I'm telling them, and I know a lot of you guys do this as well, that I'm starting one. I want some accountability partners for them to start it with me. And it helps, for people to know that they're not going to be doing this alone, that they're going to be doing it with you. And it'll also help you hold you accountable on all the things. I am going to go ahead right now. She doesn't know I'm about to do this, but I'm going to turn this call over to Jana real quick to introduce one of our new golds. I haven't really told them what order they're going in. So yay. Again, I've been having technical issues and I'm having some right this minute. So that's why I'm going to turn it over to Jana and try to figure this out and get on only one device because this is chaos. Chaos, I tell you all. Okay, go for it, Jana.
Hey guys, so glad you guys hopped on. And yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead. Well, I tell you what, is Cindy on here yet? Does anybody see Cindy yet? Okay, she can go later. She has something she wants to share with you guys. Someone saying something? Oh, I thought I heard somebody. All right, so you guys, we wanted to, like Amber said, we wanted to highlight some of our newer golds. And so we asked several of them if they would be willing to hop on tonight and just talk about going gold. For a lot of us, it's been a while since we went gold. And so building a gold team looks different than building a ruby team or an emerald team or a diamond team. At each stage, you have to figure out what is working for you, what is motivating your team, how you are going to grow, and how you're going to move on up to the next rank. And so I'm really, really excited to go ahead, and I think Amber's wanting me. I'm going to go ahead and turn this call over. If it's okay, Amanda, if you are ready to share with us. This is Amanda. Amanda, share with us a little bit of just your story, how you got started. Share with us some tips on getting to gold, where you are now, what your next goal is, and how you think you're going to get there. And anything else you want to share with us, you have the floor for the next little bit. So go ahead, Amanda, and share with us.
Thank you so much, Jana. I'm so excited to be here. When I started, I didn't start for the business. I actually started for the stress that I was under. I'm a cancer survivor. I went through some treatments. I've been through chemo, radiation, surgeries, feed tube, all those things. So my body was a wreck. I was a big skeptic. I said absolutely not in the beginning. And so my sponsor had came to me several times. I was very transparent in my journey with cancer and what I was going through. And so she knew, and she goes to church with me, and she knew what I was dealing with. So I went into remission in March of 2020. Praise God. And I ended up pregnant with the miracle baby that we didn't know that we were even able to have. So we got pregnant with him. He came along, he got colic. So I know I talked about this in my video, but you know, anybody that's dealt with colic, it's hard. And so seeing your baby struggle is a lot harder than it is for yourself, in my opinion. So I posted on Facebook. I said, hey, my son's got colic. I need help. I was desperate. And so she came to me one more time and she said, I think I can help you. I can help your son. And so she came to me the next day. She gave me BioClance and ProBio. I gave him a 4th capsule each in his bottle daily. And after 2 days, it was gone. The kid never had a colic fit again. He's the happiest baby to this day. So I share that because I would have never started if it wasn't the desperation for my son. And I wanted to help him. So I thought, well, if this works for him, I'm going to try it for me. And so I got started in May of last year. And I was on, you know, my body was a wreck just from everything that it endured physically, but I was struggling mentally. I had PTSD, anxiety, depression, all those horrible things. And it was to the point that I was in the doctor's office almost weekly for a while because I had convinced myself that the cancer was back and that I was dying again. And so she knew there again, I was struggling with that. And so I started for the stress that I was under and for his colic. I didn't start for the business. And in fact, I told her absolutely not. Don't sign me up. Don't want to do it. I don't ever want to talk about it again. But she planted that seed and she told me about it very early on. And so that was always in the back of my mind. And so what switched for me was in July, the reset came out. And I was like, I'm going to do it. My body needs it. Let's try it. And I posted about it because she told me, she said, you know, even if you don't want to do the business, start posting right away your journey. And guys, that is so huge. Even if they don't want to sell, tell them to do it right away. Take the pictures, post your journey, even if you don't want to sell. And so I did that. And my best friend reached out and said, hey, I want to do it with you. And so I was like, okay, well, I know I have a referral link. I remember her talking about it. And that is so, so important. So I sent her my link. We didn't have share a cart yet. So I sent her my link, told her how to do it. I had to get help. I didn't even know how to tell her to do it, honestly. And so she signed up that day. And the very next day, my husband was like, you and Dansby, my son, are doing so much better. And he's like, your stress is getting better. You know, you're physically getting better. I went in on that. And so my husband was my second. And so my cousin came along. She saw that, you know, because I was very, again, transparent. I said, you know, my best friend's doing it with me. Now my husband's doing it with me. I was so excited. And so my cousin joined. She was my third and I went Fast Start Silver. And so then I went Fast Start Senior Silver. But the catch was that I signed people up and I quit. I didn't follow up. And so I sat at Senior Silver for a very long time. And I was discouraged because people were quitting and I didn't know why. And I took it very personal. And so all of that to say, I actually listened to a team call. I had reached out to Vicky and I said, hey, I have never done a Zoom. I was really intimidated by it. And she said, you don't even have to turn your video on, just do it and listen in. And, you know, it's very helpful. And the first call I listened to, I think it was in January. And Jana, you were actually talking about how you told yourself, no, you couldn't do it. And so it was a mindset shift for me. And I was like, you know what, I can do this. And so when my mindset shifted to that I can instead of I can't, my team started growing like crazy. I started, you know, I was always transparent. I do keep very genuine with my posts. I'm very transparent in what I'm going through, even if it's detox. I let everybody see all sides of this process. And I think that's really, really helped. And so when I shifted that mindset to telling myself I can do it, it was just like the flip of a page. It was so weird. And so people were reaching out and, you know, and the time of year also helped because everybody's wanting to lose weight and I'm on a weight loss journey. So when I started doing that and the team started growing, then I started having people, because I didn't share so much about the business in the beginning because it intimidated me because I knew how I felt about it and I didn't want to do it in the beginning. And so when I had a few ambassadors start under me, I started getting more excited about that and more excited about helping them. And as a turn, when you get your ambassadors selling under you, that's even more exciting. And I think that has helped my team grow so much. And it's helped me grow as a person. And, something that I implemented a long time ago that I learned in a previous job is you have at least one thing in common with every person that you cross paths with. And so I try to find, even if it's somebody I think I have absolutely nothing in common with, I try to find common ground. And when I talk to somebody, I always talk about what we have in common first before I ever talk about the business or talk about the products. And so I think, building those relationships early on, it's just so helpful with your team. And it's it's not so much of a business transaction as it is you're growing your family. And it's so important. And I feel like that is really encouraged me, and just switching to, making sure that you do the follow-ups, every follow-up you do, you're growing with that person. And so I just share all that. I hope that it's encouraging. But that's how I've grown my team. And I love that I'm here. And even though it started out as just trying to help myself physically, it's just been such a blessing from the business aspect.
Thank you, Amanda. I needed that tonight personally. So I just thank you for sharing. I'm a fellow cancer survivor, if you didn't know that.
I did not.
So, yeah. So I am just thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your heart. And I'm just really excited for you because I know you're well on your way to senior gold as well. Do you have a goal for that? What is that looking like for you?
I am a goal setter. I have a board over here, and I put my weight loss goals for myself, and then I put my business goals. And so my goal for senior gold, Lord willing, is September 1st. So we'll see. Pray for me.
You can definitely do that. I'm very, very excited for you. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate it because so many times we need the reminders that you gave us tonight just to find that common ground with people, build those relationships, and don't take it personal when people quit, because I remember those days of taking it so personal and thinking I will never get anywhere because people quit on me. And you take it really, really personal, and 99.9% of the time, it is not personal. It is something going on in their life. That's why they quit. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. And if you can stay on, we might, if we have time at the end, we might open it up for questions. Sorry about that. Somebody else was not muted. Amber, do you want to take it over from here?
Yeah. So I just went and got my husband's computer. So I'm okay now. That was a little crazy though. I was trying to admit people from the waiting room and do something on my computer at the same time. It was weird. Thank you so much, Amanda. That was so good. And I followed your story, and I do love how transparent you are in your post. I think that's so important. I followed your story as long as I've known you. So I don't think it was during that time, but I've seen what you've walked through, and it's an inspiration. It really is. But thank you so much for sharing your story tonight. I just got to say something that I've realized is the next two ladies that are going to speak, they're under two of my favorite people in the world, my two jewels, Amy and Ashley. And I love that Amy and Ashley are both on the call tonight to support their girls. I love, love, love that. And they're on the calls a lot, but I'm just so glad about that. I got to hang out with Miriam a little bit at convention. We don't know each other super well, but I've been following your journey, and you are rocking it. And will you just kind of follow what Amanda did a little bit, just share a little bit of your story, and then tell us what things look like for Miriam Finley going forward.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I'm so excited to be here and to share with you guys a little bit about my story. So mine's a little bit different. I started with Plexus 7 years ago this month, actually. And since I started taking the products, I've seen so much improvement in my health. My kids' health has improved. I can't tell you the last time I was on antibiotics, which because I was sick all the time. And I'm off prescription medication for anxiety and depression that I struggled with for several years. And I've lost a total of 35 pounds. So I am a Plexus for life kind of girl. And but I've always wanted to use Plexus as an additional stream of income. Ever since I started, I was like, this would be great. You know, I'm going to just make all this money. It's going to be fabulous. And that's not exactly what happened because I just couldn't get out of my own way. I was way too concerned with what people thought about me. You know, I was paralyzed when I went to, you know, even talk to anybody about it. I just basically did not know what I was doing. And so I was a faithful, you know, product user, but I couldn't make the business go. And so this past year, part of my story is that my husband passed away unexpectedly last year. And I was kind of lost. I didn't know what to do. I was just praying that God was going to give me some sort of answer. And he did. 7 months after that happened, I want to tell you the story because it's really cool. I was feeling God nudge me. He's like, Miriam, you know, you need to get back into it. You need to get back into Plexus. I've always felt like God brought me this Plexus at a time that I really needed it. And I just felt like he was nudging me, like, you got to get back in. You got to get back in. And I said, God, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know how to do this. And I said, I really feel like I just need a mentor, God. Like, just bring me a mentor. Okay. And so that, like, right after I finished praying that, I get on Facebook and Miss Amy Triplett, I don't know if you know her, but anyway, she's doing a Facebook Live and she literally says on the Facebook Live, I'm looking for 1 to 2 people to mentor. She said the word mentor. And I was like, okay, God, I get it. I get what you're saying. And so I called her right away. She had reached out to me. We didn't know each other before. We both live in Tampa, but we didn't know each other before, only through Plexus. We were only Facebook friends because of Plexus. And so when I immediately, so when she had reached out when my husband passed away, just, you know, saying that she was praying for me, and I really appreciated that. So I reached out to her and I said, listen, Amy, we got to meet. We met that week, and I've decided to partner with her, and it's been a really, really good decision. She kind of brought me under her wing and she taught me how to do that. What I do is very simple, but it's her method of what she calls life. And I'm sure she's talked to you about this, guys, before, but if you don't know, I'm going to tell you what it is. So it's love on 5. So love on people. You know, Aaron, I think it was Aaron that was talking last week on the call about like getting into your back office and loving on not even people that are in your back office, but getting in conversation with people, just loving on them, not necessarily for the business or for the products, but just loving on them. Like, what are they doing in their life right now? And how can you foster relationship with them? And then the I in life stands for invite people to events, invite people to Zoom calls, invite people to live events, all these things that we need to continue to do. And then the F, which I struggle with the most, is follow up, following up with your customers, following up with people that are fence sitters, things like that. And then the E is for engage on social media, making posts that aren't just Plexus, but also other things that you're doing in your life, but also making Plexus a, a steady stream of that. So people know, what you're doing and that you're passionate about this. So I was silver and then I went senior silver. The night that I went senior silver, this is a funny story. Amy calls me. She's like, hey, what's up? What's going on? What are you doing tonight? That kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I got like 2 people, whatever. And maybe I'll sign up 2 more people tonight, and she's like, okay, no, and she's like, no, you're going senior silver tonight. And so I just was like, that cat video where the cat's like typing really fast. Like I always send that to Amy because I feel like that's me. I'm just always just like messaging people, but it's not like I feel like I'm really good at the end of the month. Who else feels like that? But I feel like it's because I've been talking to people, and then it's like, yeah, now we need to go. Now we need to take advantage of the sale. And so I'm trying to get better at that because I feel like I'm really good at the end of the month, but I'm trying to be consistent throughout the whole month of talking to people and then getting them to sign up sooner. Part of that is Amy has got us in a tough love challenge right this week for the next 5 weeks. And it's 5 days a week of doing life. And we're all doing it together. There's a group of us that are doing it. And we're just doing it together. So that's been really good to keep me consistent, because a lot of times I'll, the first week of the month, I'll be like, oh, great, I just ranked up. Yay, that's exciting for me. And then it's like, nothing happens, right? But I think the biggest thing for me in recent times has been my mindset shift. I have to make it not about me. First of all, it's not about me. I feel called to do this. I feel called to share with other people about my journey and about how these products can help them. But what I realized recently is, like, I just had a VIP customer just like within a week, like took the products for a week. And again, I'm like, please reach out to me. Let me know what's going on. Like, if anything's weird, let me know. And there was nothing, and so within a week she had texted me and said, and I followed up with her and she said, yeah, so I didn't like it, so I'm returning it. And I was like, what just happened? But I ended up, and the biggest thing for me in this story is that I didn't let that text go. The old me would have been like, okay, she quit, she's done. It's something I said, something I did. I didn't follow up with her enough, all of the things, right? But I actually called her and said, hey, like, what happened? What's going on? Like, tell me more about what you experienced. And she said something about the slim. Whatever. I'm not going to go into the details, but it basically just didn't mix with her body well or something. So I said to her, I'm going to come over tonight, because we were friends. And I said, I'm going to come over tonight, and there's different options for slims. Let's try some things out. Let's just see what we can do, because it wasn't like I was trying to make the sale for her and for her to stay on. It was, I wanted her to feel better, because there was a lot of stuff going on with her that she needed. And so we did that, and she felt great. But what she told me in there, and I'm sharing this with her because obviously she's not on the team call, but I'm sharing this part of what she told me was, I said, because I said, hey, why didn't you reach out? Like, I'm totally here for you. You are not bothering me at all. And she said, this goes back to like her childhood of not feeling like worthy enough to reach out. Like, her problems weren't enough to bother me with them or something, right? So what I'm realizing is that, like, if somebody says no to us and somebody says, no, I'm not gonna, no, I'm not, it's not for me, that has way more to do with whatever they're struggling with than it has to do with what I said to them, or the way that I presented it, or the way that I invited them, or anything like that. Like, if they're saying, I'm never going to be consistent on things, I've never done anything consistently in my life, then that's on them. Like, that's in their brain. That's their thoughts that are telling them they can't possibly do this, right? Because our brains are made to keep us in this like safe zone, right? Where we don't get out of our comfort zone. And so that's really been the shift for me, is just realizing it has nothing to do with me. And here's what I do is I just love on them until they're ready. And then they'll be ready later on, and that's the thing. So I have had success because I've had a mentor who really loves and cares about developing people. And it's also a ministry to her, and so I think, so that's the way that I've been able to be successful. And also just shifting my mindset to be like, it's not about you. And again, if the people don't think that I'm, genuine, then again, they probably don't know me that well. So that's all I have to share. But
oh my goodness, you say that's all you have to share, but everything you just said was so amazing. I remember, as you're sitting here talking, I remember the day that Amy called me about you. I have this girl, her name's Miriam, all the things. And Amy and I have these conversations a lot. Sometimes I'll call her, I've got someone, maybe a rock star, she'll call me, whatever. And it's really fun when, I just got to tell you this personally, when you or when Amy sees so much potential in someone, and then you see that come to fruition. Because a lot of times we don't get to see that. But my goodness, your story, we have got a team of warrior women. My goodness. I mean, of some gals that have overcome some really tough stuff. And your story connected with me on a lot of levels. And I am grateful for you. I'm grateful for the one and only Amy Triple. Let's make this call all about Amy tonight, right? Let's do it. Grab the microphone, Amy, and sing us a song. You know you want to.
With Debbie Gibson. Oh my
Yes,
God.
with
Wait,
Debbie
wait, can I
Gibson.
tell that story? Can I tell that story, please?
Go
Oh
for
my
it,
God.
yeah.
If you already know the story, because if you've seen Amy's page, okay, so the gist is that she got to sing with Debbie Gibson, okay, like on stage, right? I know. But listen, I was in the hotel with her and Jessica, and they were leaving, and I was like, I am not going with you to see Debbie Gibson. Like, this is not happening. But she was like, I am manifesting this. Like, this is happening tonight. Like, this is going, like, she did not have tickets. She did not have anything. Like, she just was like, I am going to make this happen tonight. And I was like, girl, I love you, but I'm in wedges and I'm going to my hotel. Like, I was like, it's not happening. Okay. So she sends me this picture, this selfie of her and Debbie Gibson on stage. Okay, I go to her the next morning. I'm like, I will believe whatever you tell me. If you tell me I'm going to be Emerald, I will be Emerald. Like, I know that you are manifesting this for me, so it's going to come true. I believe anything you say. Whatever you say about me now, Amy, I believe it. No problem.
Okay, so two things you need to know is, number one, we've been seeing Amy in all these AI photos. So did Debbie Gibson really? No, I'm kidding. It did.
No,
It
it's
did.
true.
But something else you guys need to know is I was college roommates with Amy Triplett. This girl is not just a fan of Debbie Gibson. I think she might be Debbie Gibson's biggest fan. I'm not kidding. And Debbie Gibson wasn't still super popular when we were in college, but she was for Amy Triplett. Oh yeah, she was. So when she sent me that picture, I about fell over because I have known for so many years what a huge fan she is. So yes, Amy, speak anything into our lives. We gladly accept it. We gladly accept it. Guys, our last amazing gold speaker tonight, Lauren. I've not met Lauren personally. We just kind of know each other through Facebook, but I do know her like entire husband's family. So that's fun. Y'all want me to feel really old? Here it is. I taught Lauren's husband in 2nd grade Awana. Yeah. I feel old. I felt real old. And I got some stories on the kid. I'm just going to leave it at that. She knows him. She's heard him. But this girl keeps I don't know why you keep surprising me, but I keep getting those emails. New ambassador, Lauren Warren. Here she goes again. Here she goes again. Just signing people up left and right. And I am so unbelievably proud of you. Lauren, will you take just a few minutes and share a little bit of your journey to gold and what you've learned along the way?
So I joined Plexus because of the business. So Ashley is my sponsor, Ashley Potter, and she shared, I'll never forget this. It was October, I think. And she shared, if you get 3 people to sign up, you get free Nikes. And I was like, I want free Nikes. And so I messaged her. Now, I will be honest, it was probably like 8 or 9 months where my husband and I were I am a stay-at-home mom. And at the time we had just planted a church. So we were on very fixed income. I have 2 little boys under 3. I had just had my second, so he's now 11 months old. And we were just like pretty tight on a budget, looking kind of for some wiggle room. But I was like, I will die on this hill. I am not leaving this house. I want to be with my boys, and I don't care if we're eating ramen noodles every night. I will stay home. And so when Ashley posted that, I had seen for a while that Ashley had done Plexus. My husband had actually told me that she had done Plexus and that she was super successful with it. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, I didn't really care. And so when she shared that, I was like, free Nikes. That sounds really nice. And I didn't even care about the cash. I just was like, oh, free Nikes. That's like a cool mom thing. So I messaged her and I was like, hey, I just kind of want to know what's like the honest spiel of this thing. How does this work? What would I be getting myself into? And am I going to be an annoying network marketer? Like, do I have to be annoying? Because I don't want to be annoying. I don't want people to hate me. I don't want people to ghost me all the time, which they still do. And I don't think I'm annoying, but they still do. So if anyone ghosts you, you're not alone. But I was like, I just don't want to be annoying. I really care, not because I wanted people to, I cared what people thought. I mean, that's the honest truth. I cared what they thought. And I wanted people to still like think that I was honest and truthful and not just talking about something just to make money off of them. And so she kind of walked me through it. And it was like an hour, maybe an hour long phone call. I called my husband right after and I was like, hey, this is the deal. She is successful with this. There are so many other people successful with this. The products have worked incredibly great for her. I know people that have used these products before and they work incredibly great for them. What if I just like gave it a shot? And if I didn't like it, I can always just cancel. Like I can walk off, which I'm not a quitter. I've never really been a quitter. I've always been a go-getter. And so when I started, I was like, there's no way I'm quitting this. Like, I don't care. I will die on a hill for this thing. I will not quit. And so when I started the products, that was November. So I was almost 3 months postpartum. With my first boy, I did not do anything to care for my body after I had him. I had lost all of my pregnancy weight, gained it all back, plus some. I was exhausted. I was sluggish. I felt disgusting. I did not like the way I looked when I looked in the mirror. I was a couch mom. Like I sat on the couch most of the time because I just didn't have it in me to be very active and present. And I'm 25. So I'm a young mom and I was like, there's no reason I should be feeling this gross. My hormones were crazy. It was just everything you can imagine health-wise. I was just feeling gross. And so I knew after I had my second, I had to change something. And I really wasn't looking for that in Plexus. I really was looking more for the business side. And so within the first 2 weeks, I had lost some weight. I felt more like myself and I actually started to feel like confident, like, okay, this could work. I actually like can walk past the mirror and look in the mirror and be like, okay, next, and just keep moving. But I was feeling a little bit more confident. And so I actually had someone sign up under me for the business. And so really quickly, I went fast start silver, fast start senior silver. And I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to go fast start gold. I'm going to go fast start everything. Like I'm going to be a diamond in 6 months at this point. And so that was like a really fun period of time. And then she decided to just stop. And she was killing it, but she decided to stop. And so that was a really hard moment where I was like, okay, I can either stop with her and just let it go and give up, or I can keep going because the products had already been working insanely well for me. And I hadn't even joined for them. And so it was one of those things where I joined for the business, hoped that the products were going to work, and then fell in love with the products. And it was like, okay, I can totally do this business because these products really do work. And so, at this point, I've lost a little over 25 pounds. I did have a back injury in college from playing volleyball, and I have been taking Ease ever since. And I used to not be able to lay on the floor because it would hurt my back so much. And I now can like lay on the floor and play with my boys, which is very exciting for me. I've struggled with psoriasis, and I'm now starting to see skin where I've never seen normal skin before because my gut is starting to heal in my body. My skin's like acting the way it's supposed to act. And so I kind of got into this rhythm and routine of, okay, I'm just going to be consistent. I'm going to figure out what works for me. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to pivot and make a change, or I'm going to pivot and ask for help. And so I would say like my biggest takeaways was not quitting and still not quitting. I had wanted to go gold. I mean, I ordered in October, but I didn't really start until like November. I wanted to go gold so fast. Like I wanted to be gold before New Year's. I was like ready to go. And when my friend dropped off, I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? Like she was kind of my ride to get there. And that was not the case. I had to work for it. And I'm really thankful I did work for it. My goal, if I'm being very honest, is to go senior gold this month. Because I had some insane momentum at the end of last month. So I did 15-minute messenger parties at the end of last month, and they were killer for me. I think I had a total of maybe 7 people sign up because of them, and it was just one party. And so I had that. Another thing, I don't even know if this is like, I don't know what's the word. Regardless, I leverage my business building bonuses. So usually if someone is on the fence, I will offer them part of my business building bonus. I won't tell them that that's what I'm doing, but if it's a friend that I know they really need the products, I will offer them part of it because I know I'm getting that money regardless. It's not like a commission. So I know I'm going to get $20 if they buy this welcome pack. So I'll give them 10 of that. And I'm happy to do that because that guarantees me that they're going to start the welcome pack and I know it's going to work for them. And so if I'm consistent following up with them, I know that that is going to pay off to kind of leverage that. So that's a random thing I have tried and it's worked so far. So I don't know if that's helpful. Another thing, I'm 25. Social media really matters to our generation. It really, really matters. If it is this, I don't know if sounds like, if it does not look good, they're not going to watch it. They're not going to look at it. And that sounds very intimidating, I feel like. But when I had a coaching call, Amber, you gifted me one. I think it was Christmas time, but it was with Genevieve and I was so intimidated. I was like, who is this lady? And her name was spelled Genevieve, but everyone called her Genevieve. And I was like, oh, this is scary. And then I met her and she was so amazing. And the first thing she said, she asked me, she was like, how old are you? I told her at the time I was 24. Or I was 24 then. And she was like, okay, what social media platform do you use the most? And I was like, Instagram. So she went immediately on there and she scrolled through my Instagram and she was like, okay, in your generation, this, and this, you've got to fix this, you've got to do this. And she knew based on my age group what to look for. And so I don't know if that's helpful for anyone that's looking to reach anyone in like the 20s, but social media does matter. It does matter to them. And I've seen a great success rate with building relationships on social media and not being super direct about Plexus, like talking about my health journey, but really building those relationships. So I, on Instagram, like to talk about motherhood, random little like mom hacks. Like I did a Etsy like invitation thing the other day, and people start these conversations and I can keep talking with them. And then all of a sudden it turns into, oh, hey, like I noticed that you are getting a bunch of stuff done in your day. And I noticed that you're present and able to take your boys out and do this and that. And I'm just so exhausted and blah, blah, blah. And it opens up a whole conversation because I've connected with them on a completely different subject. And so I don't know if that's helpful to anyone out there for my generation, but social media does matter and they don't want the copy and pasted graphic posted. They want the genuine, raw, real, hey, this is what I've walked through. We are in a similar situation, or we were, where's like the common ground? Okay, this is what's worked for me. And so I think that's been really, really helpful. I really target right now postpartum moms because I have so many friends that are having babies. And I know what it's like to be postpartum, not take care of myself, then get pregnant and be like, okay, I have to make a change. And so, so I'm going for senior gold this month. I think I can do it. I know I can do it. But I'm going for senior gold this month and I have a goal of being emeralds by next convention. That is my audition.
Who all is rooting for Lauren? Senior gold this month. Yes. Rooting for all of you ladies. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so glad you got some really good things out of that call with Genevieve. I know her name spelling is very confusing. And some of the guys at corporate call her Genevieve. So I'm like, which one is it? But we are rooting for you ladies. There were a few things that I wrote down that all three of you have in common. You are all go-getters and you don't quit easily. I picked that up even if you didn't say it. You are very honest in your post on social media. The products have worked for all three of you in different ways, but they've worked for all three of you. This business has changed each and every one of you. And a lot of it, most of it started with your mindset. And you've all faced challenges in your business, but you haven't quit. You didn't quit. We say all the time, the only time you really fail in this business is when you quit. So I just want to say, I think from everyone listening to you tonight, how proud we are of all three of you. And thank you so much for sharing your stories. Like, I am inspired and motivated myself. This was so good. I want to turn the time over to Sunday. Guys, have y'all been noticing a little bit of new stuff happening over in Building Freedom? Have y'all noticed it? Okay, that is a lot thanks to the one and only, our, what are you, our diamond grandmother or something? Is that what people called you? Or diamond grandma? I don't remember what it was.
Who told me that
Cindy-
over at convention? I'm like the grandma.
Yeah, you're like the diamond grandma. Sunday, take it away, my dear.
Hey, that was amazing. I loved hearing all three of y'all stories. Shoot for April. Shoot for hitting Emerald in April so you can walk across the stage as an Emerald. You can still get there by convention, and that'd be awesome. But I know that y'all want the lei and the jewel and to be able to walk across. So shoot for April, and y'all can do it. I promise you, you can do it. I know everybody's story is different. I know for me, I joined July of 2013. So it's been 10 years for me. But I went gold in October. So y'all have already kind of beat me to that point there. But I was Emerald by May. So I didn't get to walk. But I didn't care. But anyway, just kind of keep that in the back of y'all's mind. I really, really enjoyed that. Okay, so for Building Freedom, we have taken the time for July as far as we really wanted to reset with y'all. And I've had people ask me over and over again, how do you train newbies? What do you go over with your newbies? And so that is what I've been doing. So if you've been curious, like, how's a Diamond Ambassador? What does she go over with her newbies? I have been doing it little by little each day with all of y'all. So if y'all want to go back and look at what I've been posting, I go over their why. I go over their goals, because everybody's why and everybody's goals are different, and there's no wrong answer at all for anybody, because everybody is different and everybody has different whys and different goals. I go over hope to belief, which is huge. All three of y'all mentioned tonight on how your mindset really played a part in your journey. And it is very important. My favorite statement that I heard from Sarah Marble years ago was hope gets people into network marketing. You hope the products work. You hope the comp plan is what we say it is. Well, I believe I've been doing it long enough. I believe. Well, how do you get from hope to belief? Well, all last week, I gave you little bits of what I go over with all my newbies on how to build your own belief. And then right now I'm working on working on their list, on how to make a list, how to, and I'm not even talking about contacting anybody yet. I've just talked about, like the big list. If their name pops in your head, put it on their list, on your, what I call your big list. And my list, I try to add to it every month. I try to meet somebody or somehow remember somebody and get their name on that list. And I'll worry about doing Amy Triplett's life method later with it, but I want to get their name down. So the next couple of days, I'm going to finish off the big list, and then I'm going to start going on the follow-up and how I personally follow up with people. And then next week, y'all, we are going to try to do a silver in 6. Okay, just to kind of let you know, that is the game plan. So if you have somebody on your team that is new or that you think would be interested in earning enough money to cover the cost of their products, share with them what we're doing. I know the team gets further down. There's so many levels down. If you want to take what I'm doing and share it with your own team and run with it on your own, do it. My whole goal is getting as many silvers as we can this month. If y'all have noticed, also, we've been having people hop on and do their live testimonies on how they went silver, what were some of the things that they learned, how to going silver changed their life. So you have testimonies that you can share that are on there. Tomorrow's testimony is Lexi. I can't wait to hear from Lexi. She's not on the call right now, but I love hearing from Lexi. I've asked several of you to hop on and share your testimony. I really appreciate it. But that is going to be next week. And I'm also going to offer some events to help you go silver in 6. And one of those I'm doing is what Lauren talked about was the 15-minute messenger events. But again, if y'all want to hop in there, steal my graphics and do your own, do it. I'm just offering all the materials for you, but we wanted to focus this month on starting out the right way. We're also going to be talking about this week posting. That's the next thing I'm going to talk about after we finish the list and follow up. We're going to talk about posting and using your stories and social media. But and then going silver. That was the main concentration for this month. Next month, I'm going to do a huge push on senior silver and then gold, trying to hit those goals. So if you are already gold, try to get your team plugged in to get them silver, senior silver and gold. That's just going to help you reach your goals of senior gold, ruby, senior ruby. It's all about duplication. It's all about pulling people up from on your team and get them promoting as well. It makes it a lot easier. Doesn't mean you can't make it to emerald, sapphire, or diamond without another emerald, sapphire, or diamond. But I can tell you it's a lot easier when you have a team that is also growing with you and building with you. Do y'all have any questions for either me or for our three guests tonight? I feel like playing the Jeopardy music.
Do we have any Debbie Gibson trivia questions?
Seriously.
I know who it was.
Amy Triplet has made my day today. I have gone back and forth with her several times today, and I've had way too much fun doing non-income activity with the whole AI pictures. If I'm brave enough, I might send it to Jana. I don't know.
Oh, they're hilarious. I've done several today too, and they're so fun. Y'all, AI is crazy. So crazy. You didn't even know who Debbie Gibson was, Ashley Potter.
Ashley Potter, how old are
Hey,
we?
Shame, I know your name. I know. As we're
I'll
talking
be
about,
31. So old enough, I
as
guess, that I should know who it is.
As Amy and I were talking about how we both taught Trey, Lauren's husband, I wrote, we're old, and I'm thinking, I think we just proved that with the Debbie Gibson comment. So we're older.
I don't know who that is either.
Well, go to iTunes and you'll know before the night is over. Does anybody have any income, plexus, business questions? I cause us to digress. My bad. I just want to say again, Jana, do you have anything you want to add? I just want to say again to our speakers tonight, seriously, I know, I feel like we say this often, but I had tears in my eyes with some of your stories. Like, you guys were an inspiration, and I just want to hang out with you and get to know you better. But each and every one of you were just so good. And listen, I want you guys to know, now that we're through this, we're on the other side of it. We sprung this on them yesterday. We asked them yesterday if they could speak on tonight's call. Do you want to know why? Because your girl has got baby on the brain and completely forgot that it's Sunday and tomorrow's Monday night and we have a team call. So thank you, ladies, for being so flexible with that and for being willing to do this tonight. It was so good. Anybody have anything else? Going once.
What is your Instagram handle, Lauren?
New follower.
So nerve-wracking. It's just Mrs. MRS and then Lauren Warren.
Okay. So good.
And Lauren is awesome on Instagram. I love following her.
Thanks.
The little reels you make are cute.
I got one coming tomorrow.
Okay.
That's how you get random people, though. If you don't post reels, you're getting into, like, I'm going to go on a rabbit trail. But I am a firm believer that reels get you out of your little, what do they call it? Your warm
Market, your warm market.
That. They get you out of that and they get you into the big wide world, and people get to see your stuff, and then they come follow you because you've got cool stuff and it looks nice, and it doesn't mean you have to be put together, because I certainly am not put together. But I just kind of share as I go, and people appreciate honesty, and it gets you out there, and it takes away
And
the,
listen, reels, in my opinion, are slightly less intimidating to make now than they were when they first came out, because there's like a gajillion apps out there that can help you with you do it. There are YouTube videos out there that train you how to do it. So I highly encourage you, sit down and just watch a YouTube video about it. You're not committing to making a reel every week just by watching a video on how to do it. But yeah, you're really good with that. So is Ashley. You guys are really good at those.
Okay, I have a question for Lauren or Ashley. In your social media opinion, do you feel like reels now are more like original audio are being shown more rather than like the trending sounds? Because that's what I tend to see more of now. Like when somebody just gets on there and talks real quick, or like when Ashley makes hers and she like does her little day and like, you know, talks about it herself. Do you think that's more they're showing that more now than trending sounds, or does it matter?
I think it's more of an algorithm. Like the reels that pop up on my husband's phone are very different than the reels that pop up on mine. It's like he's got all those little original sounds, and I've got like the mom type, like, this is how to do this, and this is how to do that. And I love that stuff. I'm all ears. And he's like, oh, this is so funny. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I think it's really just what you're looking at and what's drawing you to that content. Would you agree, Ashley?
I think you're definitely right. Like there's an algorithm, so everyone's feed is going to look totally different. However, I think you have to think about our purpose in making reels is to make connections with people, for people to look at our reel and then think, okay, I want to see more. So then go to our profile, look through our stories, which is where we're going to be talking about Plexus. We want them to their eyes to be on our profile as long as possible. So if we're just doing a trend that's been done a whole bunch of other times, it doesn't really make that connection with you and what makes you different. But if you're adding like your own thoughts, it is an original thought. It's something you're saying. It's something only you can share and only you can teach, or whatever you're trying to do. But it's original to you. I think that does help make the connection. It keeps someone's eyes on your page longer and on your content longer because they want to see more of what you're doing, if that makes sense.
I think Amy should sing on hers. Just sing, Amy.
Well, and I'll add this to what you're saying, Ashley, because this is just jogging my memory. Like when my husband shows me a reel, he doesn't click on the person's profile and goes to their profile. He just keeps scrolling because it's funny and it's going to bring more funny. If I see a reel that I'm like, oh, that's really good, that's impactful, I click on the profile and I scroll through their profile and I'm like, maybe I'll follow them. And 9 times out of 10, if it looks nice, if it's impactful, I follow her. And that's more impacting for me, is I'm gonna go to that profile. My husband just wants the funny and he's gonna keep scrolling because he's just gonna get more funny. He's not gonna go find more funny on their profile. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I hope that's helpful. I don't know.
I wrote a rap about Debbie Gibson a whole year ago and I can't believe it didn't go viral. I'm shocked, really. It was an original rap.
Your whole
Oh,
niche
gosh.
is becoming Debbie Gibson. Amy Triplett is the Debbie Gibson fan page. If you
Oh,
want
my word.
Gibson,
I'm not even
It's your niche. That's your niche. Debbie Gibson. That's it.
listen. Debbie Gibson actually sent me a video back talking to me and told me she had health issues. And I offered her the triplex. And she said when she's done with tour, she'll talk about it again. So you never know, people.
And then she'll do a private concert for us next year at convention, just for our team.
I already have the AI picture of me on stage with
Oh, my word. Amy and Debbie. Didn't she have a perfume?
Electric Youth, of course.
Oh, Electric Youth. That's right. Whose was exclamation? That's what Jana and I wore. We were all about the exclamation, but I don't remember who made that. Do we have any more Plexus questions? We keep digressing to Debbie Gibson. I love our team. I love our team so much. I love how much we laugh together. And I also love how Christ-centered we are. I was talking, I think it was Jessica Bingham was telling me about a friend of hers at another company, and someone had brought up a really serious health issue on a team call, and they just stopped right there and prayed for her, and how unusual that was and how grateful this person was that they did that and all that. And Jessica was like, I was just thinking we do that on all of our calls. But I love our team. I love how much we pray together, but also how much we laugh together. And how much we can be so goofy together. But anybody else have anything they want to add?
Can I-
Go
Okay,
ahead.
go for it.
So I wanted to mention, like, I love hearing from the golds and remembering everything, but something that, just to add on to Miriam's story real quick, what she knows now, but I was at a place where I was feeling just alone. You know how you get in my mindset, even though I was a sapphire, and just feeling like begging the Lord for a partner, as a local partner. And I mean, Miriam was a direct answer to my prayer, because I truly was praying for one or two people, and it was specifically locally to me. And when she reached out to me, I thought she was already with Plexus. And so I was not in any way trying to recruit her. And it's so funny because that was a Thursday. That Friday, I had one of the worst days of my, like, I don't know what it was. I can't even remember, but I was just like, not on the verge of quitting, but you know how you quit every single day and then you're like, no, get back on it. So it was like one of those days where I was just feeling really down. And it's not that I didn't want to go, but I needed to get my heart right and be like, okay, she needs me. This is a friend who's grieving, and I know what grief is like. And you know what? We're going to be sideline partners. We're going to do events. But I had no clue. Like, and just having somebody driven with you, it makes such a difference. Like, we talk pretty much every single day. She's become one of my closest friends. And so she has blessed me probably way more than I've blessed her. Or maybe it's equal. I don't know. But it's just, you just don't ever give up. Because I was like on a give up day. And then the very next morning, I met with Miriam. And our little team's growing, right? Our little local team. We've been doing events together every month since. Local events.
I feel like we need a friendship song playing in the background. Sunny, did you have something you want to add?
Yeah, but Amy, I love that. Because there are times, I mean, you go through where sometimes you do feel all alone. And I mean, that's totally normal. Even as a dominant pastor, you can be like, I'm alone, I'm doing this by myself, but you've got a team of people. So just, I love that y'all prayed about it and the Lord hooked y'all up. Okay, so here's my big tip. I just sent my 6'2", 6'3" football player to college, and he is already begging for more active and cucumber melon hydrate and all the things. So if you have people with college age kids, gift them a little basket of stuff, because now all his little buddies on his dorm room or on the floor are all wanting more stuff. And just, that's my big tip, is don't forget the college age kids. They can't afford it, but their parents can. So keep that in mind as well.
Sunday's their dealer for all their.
I'm the dealer right now. He wanted 8 bags of the cucumber melon. I'm like, you do know this is a limited time offer product right now.
Yeah, he better not take it all.
He was like, Mom, you better buy it all then, because he was like, I gotta make it all year.
It's so good. It's so delicious. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and close it out. Ladies, thank you again for sharing your tips and of course your heart and your vulnerability. We really appreciate it. I'll go ahead and close this out in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this night. Thank you for Lauren and Amanda and Miriam, Lord, and for their stories, and Lord, for how you're using them to impact other people, to impact their health and their finances, Lord, and to impact them for you. God, we thank you for their stories. I know they've walked through some really tough stuff, but Lord, you are using it, and we know you are not a God that is wasteful, and you use everything, even our pain and our hurts, Lord, and we thank you for that. Jesus, we love you. We thank you so much for this team. We pray over the needs and the requests of this team. We pray over those that are looking for a rank advancement this month or really soon, Lord. God, I just pray that you will just honor their efforts, Lord. Jesus, we love you. We pray all these things in your name. Amen. Good night, everyone. I'll post this call a little later tonight.